Have you ever walked into a room and felt instinctively that you weren't truly seen? That your words, however wise or well-reasoned, seemed to dissipate into the air before they could truly land? Stay until the end, because hack number 3 will blow your mind. We often focus on what we say, the carefully crafted arguments, the eloquent rebuttals, the logical deductions. But before a single word leaves your lips, before your intellect can even begin to assert itself, an unspoken conversation has already begun. This silent dialogue is conducted through the oldest language known to humanity, body language. It's a language that speaks volumes, broadcasting your inner state, your confidence, your self-mastery, or your lack thereof, long before anyone has the chance to truly listen to your thoughts. In a world clamoring for attention, where fleeting impressions often dictate respect, understanding and mastering this ancient tongue can transform your interactions, allowing you to command a quiet, unwavering respect that transcends mere spoken words. Imagine for a moment being in a high-stakes meeting, a tense family discussion, or even a casual encounter where someone attempts to dominate the space, their presence overpowering, their gestures aggressive. Your instinct might be to match their energy, to lean in, to gesticulate wildly, to try and physically assert your right to be heard. But what if there was another way? A path illuminated by the profound wisdom of the Stoics, who understood that true power originates not from external display, but from internal composure? What if, through subtle, conscious adjustments to your physical presence, you could communicate an unshakable inner calm, a resolute dignity that disarms aggression and commands natural respect? Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, understood this implicitly. His writings, his very life, speak of a man who governed an empire and faced unimaginable pressures, not through overt shows of force, but through unwavering self-possession. He knew that the external world could rage, but the inner citadel, fortified by reason and discipline, remained impregnable. It is from this profound understanding that we can derive practical, powerful body language hacks, not tricks of manipulation, but expressions of authentic, stoic self-mastery that, when embodied, silently declare your worth and demand the respect you deserve. These are not about feigning confidence. They are about cultivating it within and allowing your physical form to become a testament to that inner strength. Pay close attention, for the subtle shifts we discussed today are not just about appearances. They are about aligning your outer self with your deepest Stoic principles, creating a congruence that others will instinctively perceive as authority and integrity. Hack 1. The unyielding posture of serenity. Have you ever observed someone who, even in the midst of chaos, appears utterly unruffled, their posture radiating a calm assurance that seems to quiet the very air around them? This isn't merely about good etiquette. It's a profound physical manifestation of inner resolve, a silent declaration of one's unshakable center. In our modern rush, we often slouch, hunch over our devices, or adopt postures that betray stress, fatigue, or a subtle lack of self-worth. We might cross our arms defensively, fidget restlessly, or lean away, projecting an image of discomfort or disengagement. But the Stoics understood that the body is a temple of the mind, and just as a strong foundation supports a robust building, a strong, serene posture supports a robust mind. This first body language hack is about reclaiming that foundational strength, consciously choosing to inhabit your physical form with purpose and dignity. Imagine yourself standing, or even sitting, as if rooted to the earth yet reaching for the heavens. Your spine is elongated, shoulders gently relaxed, head held high, not in arrogance but in simple acknowledgement of your own presence. Your feet are planted firmly, hip-width apart, distributing your weight evenly, creating a sense of groundedness. When seated, both feet should be on the floor, hands gently resting, perhaps clasped loosely, or resting open on your lap or the table. This is not a stiff, military-like stance, but one of relaxed alertness, ready to engage, yet entirely self-contained. Consider the words of Epictetus, who, though born a slave, taught that true freedom lay in the control of one's inner self. Your posture, when chosen consciously, is an expression of this freedom. It signals that you are not easily swayed, not easily intimidated, not easily moved from your core principles. When you stand tall and centered, you are not merely standing. You are declaring your presence, your right to occupy space, and your refusal to be physically diminished by external pressures. Others will instinctively perceive this. They will notice the difference between someone who shrinks and someone who confidently expands into their environment. This posture communicates an inner calm, a lack of fear, and a quiet confidence that doesn't need to shout to be heard. It projects an image of self-sufficiency and emotional resilience. This hack demands respect, not through aggressive dominance, but through the profound, understated power of self-mastery. It's a physical embodiment of the Stoic ideal, controlling what is within your power, your own body, and letting go of what is not the reactions of others. When your body radiates this inner peace, the world takes notice, and arguments that seek to destabilize you find no purchase on your unyielding form. Hack 2. Eye contact that connects and commands. Have you ever tried to speak to someone who constantly averts their gaze, whose eyes dart around the room, or who stares intensely but unblinkingly, making you feel uncomfortable rather than engaged? The eyes are often called the windows to the soul, and for good reason. They are powerful communicators, capable of conveying a vast spectrum of emotions, intentions, and levels of sincerity. In the modern world, especially with the prevalence of screens, genuine, sustained eye contact can feel increasingly rare, and its absence often betrays a lack of confidence, a desire to avoid confrontation, or even a sense of dishonesty. But for the Stoic, eye contact is not a weapon, nor a shield to hide behind. It is a bridge. It is an act of presence, an affirmation of engagement, and a quiet assertion of one's right to be fully seen and heard. The second body language hack teaches us to use our gaze, as Marcus Aurelius might have used his, not to intimidate, but to connect with integrity and command attention through unwavering truthfulness. Imagine engaging in a conversation, whether it's a critical discussion or a simple exchange. Instead of glancing away or staring blankly, you meet the other person's eyes with a steady, calm, and respectful gaze. This doesn't mean glaring or holding an uncomfortable stare that makes the other person feel scrutinized. Rather, it's about holding eye contact for an appropriate amount of time, typically 70 to 80% of the conversation, especially when you are speaking or actively listening. When they speak, you maintain this calm connection, nodding subtly to show you are processing their words. When you speak, your gaze conveys conviction and sincerity. Seneca often spoke of the importance of living in alignment with reason and truth. Your eye contact, when it is honest and unwavering, reflects this Stoic commitment. It communicates that you are present, attentive, and that you stand by your words. It shows that you have nothing to hide, and that you are not afraid to face the other person directly, intellectually, and emotionally. When someone meets your steady gaze, they are compelled to engage with you on a deeper level. They understand that you are not easily dismissed, that you are not hiding behind evasiveness, and that you expect to be treated with the same directness. This creates an immediate sense of gravity and importance around your presence. Furthermore, consistent eye contact helps you to read the other person, to understand their true reactions beyond their spoken words, allowing you to respond with greater precision and empathy, which are also hallmarks of Stoic wisdom. By mastering the steady gaze, you are not only demanding respect for yourself, but also extending a form of respect to the other person, inviting them into a conversation of genuine mutual understanding. It's a silent affirmation of your integrity and your unwavering presence, a powerful hack that elevates your interactions and quietly asserts your authority. Hack 3. Movements that speak of control. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where tension is high and everyone around you seems to be moving at an accelerated, almost frantic pace? Gestures become exaggerated, movements become jerky, and a general air of impulsiveness pervades the atmosphere. In such moments, the tendency is often to mirror this hurried energy, to rush your own movements and speech, fearing that a slower pace might be perceived as weakness or indecision. Yet the Stoics, with their profound understanding of human nature and the virtue of deliberate action, would caution against such a reactive approach. They knew that true power resides not in speed, but in control, not in frantic motion, but in purposeful movement. This third body language hack teaches us to harness the power of deliberate pace, allowing your movements to become a testament to your unshakable inner composure, thereby silently demanding respect. Imagine, for instance, a heated debate where others are gesticulating wildly, interrupting, and shifting restlessly. Instead of being swept up in this whirlwind, you consciously choose to slow down. Your movements become more deliberate, more intentional. If you are standing, your shift of weight is gentle and controlled. If you are seated, your hand gestures are measured, not expansive, and your head turns smoothly when addressing different individuals. Even your entry and exit from a room can be executed with a calm, unhurried grace that distinguishes you from the crowd. This deliberate pace is not about being sluggish or disengaged. It is about embodying a sense of purpose and self-awareness in every action. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly emphasized the importance of rational action and self-control. He understood that impetuousness often leads to error and regret. Your deliberate pace is a physical manifestation of this philosophical principle. It signals that you are not driven by external pressures, emotional reactivity, or the urgency of the moment. Instead, you are guided by an inner compass, by reason and a well-considered perspective. When you move with such poise, others are forced to slow down and observe you. Your calm, unhurried demeanor creates a stark contrast to any chaotic energy around you, making you an anchor in the storm. This kind of deliberate movement communicates thoughtfulness, confidence, and a profound sense of being in control, not just of the situation, but, more importantly, of yourself. It suggests that you have considered your actions, that you are not easily provoked, and that your internal state is not dependent on the external environment. People instinctively defer to those who exude such a controlled presence, recognizing it as a mark of true authority and demanding respect, not through overt displays, but through the quiet, profound power of self-mastery in motion. Hack 4. Gestures that invite trust, not guardedness. Have you ever encountered someone whose body language is consistently closed off, arms perpetually crossed, hands hidden, or who keeps a physical barrier between themselves and others? While sometimes a subconscious defense mechanism, such gestures often create an invisible wall, signaling guardedness, distrust, or even hostility. They can make others feel unwelcome, unheard, or that you have something to hide, thereby eroding the very foundation of respect and open communication. In a world often characterized by suspicion and hidden agendas, true integrity becomes a rare and valuable commodity. The Stoics, deeply committed to honesty and virtuous living, understood that authenticity fosters trust, and trust is the bedrock of genuine respect. This fourth body language hack teaches us to use open, expansive, yet controlled gestures that subtly convey integrity, approachability, and an unshakable inner confidence, inviting trust and silently demanding respect through transparent presence. Imagine yourself in any interaction, be it a one-on-one conversation or addressing a group. Instead of habitually crossing your arms, keep them uncrossed, relaxed at your sides, or gently resting on a table. When you gesture to emphasize a point, let your palms be open, facing slightly upwards or outwards, rather than making fists or pointing aggressively. Your stance should be open, facing the person or group you are engaging with, without turning your body away or creating unnecessary barriers. When seated, avoid placing objects directly between you and the other person, allowing for a clear, unobstructed space. This openness in your body language is a direct physical translation of the Stoic virtue of transparency and honesty. Epictetus often emphasized that we should live in harmony with nature and reason, and part of this involves being straightforward and truthful in our dealings. When your body language is open, you are implicitly communicating that you have nothing to hide, that you are receptive to others' ideas, and that you are operating from a place of good faith. It signals that you are not defensive, not attempting to deceive, and genuinely open to connection. This subtle yet powerful nonverbal cue disarms potential adversaries and encourages others to lower their own guard. It fosters an environment of trust, making people feel more comfortable engaging with you on a deeper, more meaningful level. When you present yourself with such openness, you are not only inviting others to trust you, but also projecting an image of quiet strength, the strength to be vulnerable and authentic, rather than hidden and guarded. This isn't about being naive. It's about making a conscious choice to lead with integrity. This physical manifestation of honesty and receptiveness automatically commands a profound form of respect, as people recognize the rare quality of genuine transparency in an often opaque world. Hack 5. Mastering the art of non-fidgeting. Have you ever been in the presence of someone who cannot seem to sit still, tapping their foot, fiddling with a pen, constantly shifting their weight, or touching their face? While sometimes an unconscious habit, excessive fidgeting often betrays an inner restlessness, anxiety, or a lack of self-control. It can be distracting to others, signaling that your mind is elsewhere, that you are impatient, or even that you lack confidence in your own words or presence. In the Stoic philosophy, the cultivation of inner tranquility, or ataraxia, is paramount. It is the state of being free from disturbance, of having a mind that is calm and unperturbed, regardless of external circumstances. This final body language hack, the mastery of stillness, is a profound physical embodiment of this Stoic ideal, communicating an unshakable inner peace that silently demands respect. Imagine yourself in a crucial moment, perhaps listening intently to a complex explanation, or waiting for your turn to speak, or even simply sitting in quiet reflection. Instead of reaching for your phone, drumming your fingers, or making nervous adjustments, you consciously choose to remain still. Your hands rest calmly, your posture remains composed, your feet are stable. There is a quiet confidence in your stillness, a deliberate refusal to be swayed by the impulse to constantly move or distract yourself. This isn't about being rigid or robotic. It's about being present and fully occupying the moment with a calm, self-possessed energy. Seneca, in his letters, frequently discussed the importance of mastering oneself, and a restless body often reflects a restless mind. By consciously choosing stillness, you are demonstrating a powerful mastery over your physical impulses, which in turn reflects a deeper mastery over your thoughts and emotions. You are signaling that you are not anxious, not bored, and not needing external stimulation to feel comfortable. Instead, you are fully engaged, patient, and completely in control of your inner landscape. When others observe your calm stillness, especially in environments where others are exhibiting anxiety or impatience, it creates a powerful contrast. Your lack of fidgeting communicates a profound level of self-assurance and an ability to remain centered amidst any external pressures. It suggests that you are confident in your position, patient enough to allow situations to unfold, and unthreatened by silence or inactivity. This quiet power commands respect because it signifies a person who is mentally disciplined, emotionally stable, and utterly present. It's the physical embodiment of a mind at peace, a mind that has cultivated the Stoic virtue of tranquility. And in a noisy, fast-paced world, the person who can command such stillness automatically stands out as an individual of immense inner strength and deserving of profound respect.